who will forward be mentioned as Grammy in this eulogy, was born into the teeth of the Depression. The flower of her youth was wrapped up in a world that was World War II. And when it settled down, she started a family, and the world did not slow at all. 100 years, so much of the world just sped up, and she was right in the middle of it the whole time. I remember a moment we were, several years ago, it was right after Thanksgiving, and we were sitting on the couch, and we were talking about Black Friday shopping. And this is when the boys were little, and we had done a ton of shopping, and I was sitting there talking to her, and she asked how it had gone. And I said, actually, this year, it was actually pretty easy, because Amazon had not changed the world yet with 2-day shipping at this point. But I reached into my pocket, and I said, Grammy, we did this thing, we went to Target, and we just scanned the barcodes, and we could immediately see whether it was cheaper at Walmart or there or online. And so we only went to one store, and we knocked out all the Legos and toys and things we needed. And I was showing her how the app was scanning, and she stopped me in the middle of the store. She said, "How is your hand showing up on the phone?" And I said, "Grammy, there's a camera in here, right?" Which was not a new invention. They had cameras for a while. And she said, and she threw up her hands in just amazement and weariness. And she said, "Do you know how much the phone has changed in my life?" And for the next 25 minutes, she walked me through what the experience had been like just interacting with the phone. About how the first person had one, and you picked it up, and there was a person immediately there who was not who you wanted to talk to, but would go find them. And then eventually there was the party line where everyone in the neighborhood was using the same phone. And then eventually they got their own with their own number, and had a cord that was like longer, than the jump rope. And eventually there was this cordless thing. And now everyone had one in their pocket, and I was showing her a supercomputer and telling her it was a phone. And we spent hours talking about the things that happened in her life and what she had seen. Grammy didn't live an extraordinary life. She traveled, she saw things, she lived in many different places, she was involved in her community, she raised a family. But there are no mountaintops named after her. There are no exploits gilded in books or magazines about what she did. There's no plaque on a monument anywhere explaining her philanthropy. What was extraordinary about Grammy was who loved her. That was what was extraordinary. And that love is better than any of that stuff. And that's how she'll be remembered. Punctuated in the stories she was in, the love that we shared for her. I don't think any of us will ever be able to watch someone fall on the ice without thinking about Grammy. But that's how I'll remember her. You had a good run. Thanks for loving us.